Hi guys, welcome to color changing or color blocking part 2. This will follow along right after the foundation double crochet and color changing video. So if you haven't watched that, I'd like you to go back and watch that first. So what I have here is my mini blanket and it's 2 colors. I want to do 2 blocks of color next with my gold and purple. So what I'm going to do, I'm looking at the front of my blanket. I've just crocheted row 3 here, and so I'm about to turn and work on row 4. So this is my last double crochet stitch here. So I'm going to finish this color. So I'm going to chain one and make a little ending knot slip stitch right here. I'm not really sure what that's officially called. I'm going to leave a nice long tail so I can change colors around my blanket when I do the border to match. And I can use my nice long tail to make a magic knot and avoid an end. Okay, so then I just pull that through and I just let it hang off there. Okay, now I turn my blanket over because we turn every time, even when we're going to start a new color. Always make sure that you're turning so you get that look of front, back, all the way up your entire blanket. Okay, even if you change, you do a solid color panel and then you do another one, always make sure that you're keeping that turned pattern. Okay, so what I like to do when I start a new row on a blanket and I'm starting a new color at the same time, I like to start with a slip knot and I like to start with a standing foundation double crochet. I have a video of just that if you want to know that technique on its own, but here it is in this video too. So slip knot, loop on your hook, yarn over. You're going to kind of want to hold it with your finger, okay? Then you're going to go into your first stitch. Now we are going into the very first stitch because we don't have that chain 2 counting, okay? Then I'm just going to yarn over, pull up, and work a double crochet while I'm kind of holding these down so they don't slip around. Those loops will tend to slip like this. So just kind of hold it with your finger and just pull through and make a double crochet, and you'll just have your tail hanging off here and your first double crochet is ready to go. So then we'll just go across. So the first color change is really easy. And just work across and then do half of your double crochet when you come to the point where you're ready to switch colors. Now, because we're looking at the back of our work, we want to make sure that we're always keeping our tails on that same back of our work. Even if your color change happens when you're looking at the back, you still want to you don't want to drop your tails to this side. You always want to drop them to the same side, okay? So I'll drop my purple and I'll pick up my gold, loop it over my hook, okay, and pull it, whoops, gold over my hook and pull it through to finish my purple double crochet. Make sure that I'm dropping my tail of that gold here in the front where I can see it because this is the back. Then I'll just yarn over. I want to grab that tail when I make this first stitch just to secure it down. I'll weave it in later, but just to help secure it down. Then go into my next stitch where I'm changing colors, yarn over, pull up that loop, making sure that I'm going to crochet over that tail for this first stitch, and then just finish my double crochet. Okay, I don't crochet across over it all the way across. You can if you like. I think that it shows through, so I don't prefer to do that. And then I just go all the way across, making sure to go into that chain 2 because that was a stitch. And I've made row 4 of my blanket, changing colors. So when you look at your front, you're starting to see we're going to have 4 little blocks of color here. Okay, so now we can just chain 2, turn, and we're going to go back across this side and we're going to change color right here for the purple. Okay, half a double crochet, ready to change colors. Drop your color to the back of your work so we don't see it, and then we're going to pick up the next color. That's what we want to use here. That's the purple. We pick it up. We're going to yarn over with it and pull through to finish that gold double crochet. Pull it a little tight, but not too tight. Okay, then we're just going to make a double crochet like normal. Go through your stitch. Make sure you're also picking up that tail on the back just to secure it down so there's not a long piece running up the back of your work that fingers or toes could get hooked in, especially if you're making it for kids. Oh. It's really that simple. It might take a little bit of practice to get it just right, and you might be slow at first, and that's okay, but that's how you do it. So we've got the same look of the change coming up here, and then on the back, if it weren't for all these tails, you'd be able to see that there's kind of a ridge up the back, not a noticeable ugly ridge. I actually like it. I think it looks really nice. But you can start to see, you can see it looks just as nice on the back as it does on the front. So it doesn't matter if you want to make the back the front of your blanket, because both sides are going to look really nice. Okay, and so I'm coming back to where I did that standing stitch. So I just crochet into it like a normal stitch. And sometimes it looks a little bigger at the top, but since we're going to come down and edge our blanket and be putting single crochet around all of these ending row stitches, it's not going to make a difference or be noticeable in the end. Okay, so let's just finish it off. We're going to chain 2, go back across our work, and we'll change color one more time. Okay, I did a half, dropping my work to this side. I'm going to pick up my gold, yarn over with it to pull through and finish my purple. And I'm going to yarn over, grab this, go through the yarn that I brought up first, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull through both. Now I've secured down the tail that I've brought up, and then I'll finish my stitch. I'll finish going all the way across. Okay, there you go. That is it. We color blocked. Okay, so you've got the front, no tails. The change is the same. It's almost a slight little zigzag kind of a look all the way up. Okay, and the back has all of our tails that we'll cut and we'll sew in, and it also looks the same all the way up. So the texture of your blanket is the same on both sides. But even if you made this the front of your blanket, it would still look really nice because you can't really tell that anything was carried up. It all kind of looks like it belongs where it is. So there you go. That's color blocking. You can go on to the next video where I'm going to show you how to change colors for the initial single crochet edge, change it around with my trick of using those ends that we left so that you don't get more pieces of yarn to sew in.